Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, all of that juicy goodness. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 signs that you know that your manifestation is on the way. And I do a lot of sign videos. I mix in certain signs at different times. And these 10 are kind of like what I'm experiencing right now. And I've been on the journey for a little bit now. It's like my 6th year, really educating myself and my clients more about Neville's teaching, Neville Goddard. I'm learning about the subconscious mind from my mentor. So I'm really enhancing my game. As I post more videos and more sign videos, the content within the video is deeper. If you've seen me post a video that's like 10 signs your manifestation is on the way, each one has their own little gems in them. So be sure to stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, so you can really absorb the teachings that go with the signs. Those are my babies, because that's me doing my studying. That's me studying, my environment, my reality, seeing what's happening and coming in for me. And as I continue to post more videos, it's just me learning more and more and more and wanting to share with you. So basically what I'm saying is this is not a repeat of the 10 signs I've posted before, the 3 signs or the 5 signs. Every video has new information regardless of what the title is, okay? First 5 signs that I'm going to share with you are very heavy, okay? Then the second 5 are very light and airy. So let's get into the first 5 heavy signs. The first one that that manifestation, and usually this is for me, when a big manifestation is coming in like $50,000 or a new partner that I'm here to learn lessons with. The first one, overly critical of yourself. Your ego is getting so incredibly loud and you're critiquing how you're looking, what you're wearing, what you're doing. It's almost like you're just so annoyed with who you are. And you know that that's not you. Our soul is not unkind. This is all our ego getting louder and louder and louder because you're getting spiritually stronger. The stronger we get, I teach this to all of my clients in my mentorship program, the stronger we spiritually get and the more tuned in we get with our body and our soul, the more freaked out our mind gets. And then it tries to create all these stories to bring you back into that mind loop of, my life is never going anywhere. I'm trapped. I don't feel good. I don't look good. So the first sign that manifestation is coming is when your ego gets really loud and you are criticizing your hair, your skin, your body, your life. It is just constant, incessant negative thinking. And then I want you to become the observer of that, take the helicopter view and be like, wow, I'm witnessing this going on inside of me. And I can sit here and get excited because this is a sign that that voice is about to fall away. And anything that is about to fall away or is falling, it's screaming for dear life, trying to hold on. Okay, so that's your first sign. Second sign is you're just not liking your environment. No matter where you are, you're just kind of like, oh, get me out of here. I'm sick of this routine. I'm sick of seeing the same things. You just are looking for some sort of change. This is your preparation that change is coming. The universe is kind of saying like, hey, get ready for some change. We're going to make you so annoyed with this so that you're really prepared for this new thing. Because if you weren't annoyed with where you are, then you might be resistant to the change that's coming in because you might be clinging on to the old. Number 3, you are sleeping a lot. You feel like you're almost sleeping so much, like maybe 3 or 4 days go by and you're just like, I don't want to do anything. And then your mind creates a story that we're depressed. And it's like, oh no, I've fallen off track. I'm not in my joyful state anymore. Don't let your mind do that. Your ego is really tricky and it will poke you in all your spots and it will tell you all the lies. So sleeping a lot is a good thing because guess what sleeping is doing? Sleeping is stopping all resistance. So remember I said the first 5 signs are heavy, being critical of yourself, hating where you're living, not liking your environment. These are all like really low vibrational thoughts. So the sleeping comes in, and because you're so exhausted from this ego battle in your mind, and now you're like, the universe is like, let's let them rest and let's make them sleep, or maybe you get sick and you're just forced to rest for a really long period of time. And this happened to me recently, and I just got like a bunch of new clients, a lot of money coming in, but it was right after I had a couple weeks of where I just wanted to sleep and I wanted to cancel all of my appointments. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? And then I took the helicopter view and I was like, oh, Michelle, The universe is preparing your body. It's stopping all resistance to let you sleep, to prepare you for the good, for the new and exciting time ahead. Number 4, you are crying. Remember, they're heavy, the first 5. You are crying a lot. So you might have 2 days where you're just so angry that your manifestations are not here, angry to the point of tears. You are so tired of the journey. You don't want to be here anymore. You don't want to do it. You're so sick of the universe. You're hating when you're seeing a sign because you're like, get out of my face. It's been 5 years and I still don't have my manifestation. You're just so upset. It could also, so that could be 2 days of crying. It could also be 3 weeks. So recently, and I'm really excited to see what manifestation comes in for me in the coming weeks and days, because the last 2 months for me, September, October, and even November it kind of died off, but September and October of 2022 was complete purging. I'd get in my Jeep after going to the store and I would just cry. I'd be on my couch, just, feeling good after a client just left, and I'd just start crying. I'm very aware of when I'm with a client, if I'm picking up certain energies, or if I talk to somebody through text message and they're having a really bad day, I'm aware of when I'm picking up those energies, and this is not that. This is pure, just me purging anything from my past, and there's no thoughts that go with it. It's just a purge. This is the universe cleansing your body and creating space. Because when you get rid of traumas and pain from your past and anything that's mucky inside of you that's weighing you down, you're now free. You're more open and you can handle a higher vibration. Your body is going to a higher frequency, and it can't vibrate and dance when it's weighed down with all these cinder blocks of sadness and trauma. So think about this. Every time you cry on this journey, and the spiritual journey is a bunch of highs and lows, every time you cry, you are picking up a cinder block and dropping it off outside of your body. And now your body is lighter. And when it's lighter, it can carry a higher frequency and more light. And when you are at a higher frequency, you are matching up to your vortex, the frequency of where your vortex is that's holding all of your desires. And then when you're there, they kind of drop in. So don't freak out at these first 5 signs where you're crying all the time, you're sleeping all the time, you're hating yourself, you're hating your environment. Like when you group these 5 signs together, you're like, wow, this person's really going through it. They're really going through a tough time. These are indicators that something good is coming, and your body is just being energetically prepared. Okay, so the 5th one is, this is the end of the heaviness, is what I said before. The ego is really, really loud. And you're going to know this because you're going to have a day or two, through the crying, through the sleeping, through the being overly critical. You're going to have a good day here and there. And you're going to be like, all right, I'm back in the flow. I'm feeling good. And then the second you're feeling good, that ego is going to come into your body and it's going to push all these sensitive buttons on you. It's going to make you worry about your finances right after you just had a really good day. It's going to make you worry and think that, your relationship is never going to get better, or you're never going to meet the person of your dreams right after you just had a great day with your family. The ego hijacks you. It tries to, as soon as you have something good happening in your life. And it's also called self-sabotage. You might have a few good days of working out and eating really healthy, and then all of a sudden you catch yourself falling off track. That's the ego. It's holding on for dear life, and it's going to get louder and louder and louder. Okay, so keep that in mind. When you have a good day, I don't want to prepare you for the ego to come out the next day. I don't want to put that in your mind to then create that. But just be aware that if you catch yourself being a little overly emotional the day after and you're just thinking all of these negative thoughts, pause, helicopter view, and say, no, I'm going to keep that good feeling from yesterday going. I'm going to feel that joy. I'm not going to let anything rock me. That is somebody who is energetically resilient, and you're strong, and you are keeping your vibration at love, joy, peace, and harmony at the top of that scale. Okay, now let's move into the lighter ones. The last 5 are wonderful. First one, you are feeling famous. Okay, so this is number 6 of the 10. You're feeling famous. You're going places and people are calling out your name in the middle of stores or restaurants, or maybe you go to one restaurant and you see like 6 people where normally you might see 1 or 2, but all of a sudden everybody's coming out of the woodwork. People are texting you out of nowhere, and you've gone from this really dark time to then being seen. People are wanting what you have. They're wondering what you're doing. They're just poking and prodding you in a beautiful way. And it feels good. You're kind of like, wow, why is everybody so interested in me right now? Just helicopter view, just observe it and say, wow, the universe is really showing me that I'm leveling up and stepping into a newer version of myself to receive whatever desire is about to come in. Number 7, this is now kind of like number 6, but a little bit different. People are actually saying the words, you're a celebrity, or man, you're just so popular. They're using words that are putting you on a pedestal, and it might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but the universe is getting you used to feeling that admiration. You're just being admired, and people have their own choice of words depending on how they view life and what lens they look at. Do they idolize celebrities? They might say you're famous or you're like a celebrity, but they're using celebrity, famous, they're admiring you in really beautiful ways. You're just now being told that you're famous. So the first, number 6, was being recognized in public and people just like saying hi, and you're just bumping into people, and you just feel like you're the mayor. And then the next one is people are actually using terms and words to describe you as somebody who is well known and respected. Next one, dreams, specifically dreams of natural disasters. So if you're dreaming of a tornado, a hurricane, a tsunami, that means there is a tsunami of goodness, a tsunami of joy, of love, and you might be running from it. Or you might be standing there allowing it to come in, and you wake up and you're like, why was I not running? It's because you know that you're worthy of this goodness that's about to flood into your life. And your subconscious is like, bring it. I am not moving. I am embracing this. And if you're running, that's something to look at, because you might be saying, oh no, this is too big for me. I can't handle it. And we want to work on that. So when you wake up, figure out which one you're experiencing, and then say, all right, let me meditate today and really tell myself that whatever it is that you're wanting, imagine it happening and not being overwhelmed. A lot of people say they come into a lot of money, or they have a project that blows up and it gets a lot of views, or maybe a YouTube channel kind of explodes. And they talk about that feeling when it's happening. It's like your heart is pounding out of your chest and you have all this fear and you're like, oh my gosh, am I going to lose the money? This is too big for me to handle. Now I have too many choices. No, you want to lay in that meditation and get used to that. You want to prime your subconscious mind for it to feel normal and natural. And then when you dream the next night, you're going to see if it worked. Your subconscious will talk to you through your dreams to let you know where you are throughout your day. Okay, because if you were once running from that tsunami, you will now be standing there and allowing it to come in, because you're worthy of a huge flood of joy, love, peace, and all the things. Number 8, we have angel numbers. Angel numbers, I'm learning something new about them. I always thought that they were feedback from the universe, but now I'm learning that it is a result of us doing that meditation. You meditate and you start to imagine all the joy and the happiness coming into your life. And what you're realizing the next day, you're seeing 111, you're seeing 1111, you're seeing 1010, 1212, 333. And it's like nonstop. And you're like, wait, what is going on? That's because you just did some work yesterday in your meditation to prepare your subconscious. And now you're getting feedback that the inner work is working. And you're literally, it's almost like you're kind of knocking on the door of the universe when you're in your meditation, saying, hey, universe, this is what I want. I'm going to dream it up right now. And then the next day, you're seeing all these numbers, and that's like the doors opening. And it's like, oh my gosh, the door is open. I've unlocked the door. And now it's just a matter of walking through the door, or that desire coming to you through the door. Okay, so angel numbers now, to me, they have a brand new meaning. It's not just like, oh, the universe is saying hi to you. Now it's like, I'm doing a good job. Like I have mastered my subconscious, and I can feel so good when I see an angel number, because that just means I've done the work and it's working. And then you just keep that flow going, and don't try to sit there and figure out why it's there. Just say, high five to me. I'm going to keep this shit going. Number 10. Okay. This is a really, really, really huge sign. This happens to me all the time. You find yourself overly joyful to the point of tears, or to the point of you needing to expend the energy because it is so intense. a couple weeks ago, I had an offer. Somebody offered to pay off my debt for me, and it was so wonderful and it was so sweet. And I was in credit card debt. I took off from work. I was a teacher for 17 years, and I left work. I took a leave of absence to help my dad and also to help myself. I was going through a lot of changes. I was wanting to leave my job, but there was just a lot going on, and my dad was in hospice, and it was just too much. So I took a mental health leave, unpaid, and I got into a lot of credit card debt during that time just to use it as a resource to protect myself. And, a year later came around and I was like, all right, time to pay down this debt. And I kept manifesting, God pays my bills, the universe pays my bills, magic is happening all around me all the time. I was meditating, seeing the angel numbers. And then out of nowhere, this beautiful woman came into my life who was very abundant. And she does this often. She gifts people money. She pays for things for people, for good people who are doing good deeds. And she offered to help me with my debt. And it was so magical. But the weekend that she offered it to me, well, I should say this, the Wednesday before that Sunday when she offered it, I was dancing in this living room and I was like really like in it. I was like, should I record myself? I'm like, no, this is just for me. So I literally was like, because when I have that energy, I want to share it because I want to inspire other people, but it was for me. I knew something was coming. I just felt so much joy. And I just was like, oh my gosh, I didn't think I could feel this way ever again, especially after the loss of my daughter 10 years ago. So for me to experience that kind of energy, it's just like, freaking love it. And then to know a couple days later that this huge manifestation came in, now I know when I'm dancing in my living room that that's preparation for something huge. And that's the final sign. That's the 10th sign. When you feel immense joy for no reason at all. And that day, 2 clients canceled a Zoom session with me. So that afternoon, I was supposed to be on Zoom and I wasn't. I was able now. I had 3 or 4 hours just to be myself, dancing in my living room. I wasn't on any kind of coffee or caffeine or anything or on sugar. It was just pure joy. My body was feeling that vibration of being taken care of. And my body was aligned essentially to the frequency of the vortex, of my vortex that I created for myself. And I tapped into it. And believe it or not, 7 days before that, I had a dream of a woman and she opened the door and she said, Michelle, people want to give you money. Open your abundance pathways. I shit you not. So I had that dream. And then 7 days later, I got the offer. And between the dream and the offer is when I was dancing in my living room. So these are all huge signs. And I went through that big purge in September and October. I was crying all the time. I was sleeping all the time. I was calling it my hibernation mode. So me getting my debt paid off, which was huge, was kind of what made me create this list because it was a new kind of synchronicity of all these different events that hadn't happened before. And I think it's because it was a big manifestation. So these 10 signs are a sign that a big manifestation is coming, something that will blow your mind. And you're going to be like, this happened out of thin air. Like, where did this lady come from? She just popped into my life and booked a reading with me and was like, hey, I'd like to help you out. I heard you talk about your debt in one of your videos. Like, mind blowing, right? But it's possible. Miracles happen every single day and they can happen to you. So meditate every single day, drop all resistance, allow yourself to feel everything that you're feeling and know that these signs are indicators. And you don't have to have all of them. You might just have 1 or 2. Okay. So don't get discouraged if you only have a couple of these. Everybody is so different. And I like to coach my clients to find out what works for them. So I highly recommend you getting a calendar out. Like for me, I knew it was on a Wednesday that I was dancing because I wrote it on my calendar. I literally have like a little desk calendar. And I write down like when things are happening and then when things arrive. And I'm also co-creating that. When I'm writing on a Wednesday, I'm dancing, I'm telling my subconscious something is coming and I'm writing it down because I want to be prepared for it. Because it's already here, it's done, and so it is. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, help me get these messages out there. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending you all the love on this manifestation journey. We are here to co-create the life of our dreams, and we are meant to enjoy the journey. And knowing these signs makes it so fun. All right, lovies, I will see you in the next one. Peace out.